Slip-ons are typically low, laceless shoes. The style most commonly seen, known as a loafer or slippers in American culture, has a moccasin construction. One design was introduced in London by Wildsmith Shoes called the Wildsmith Loafer. They began as casual shoes, but have increased in popularity to the point of being worn in America with city lounge suits. Another design was introduced as Aurlandskoen in Norway. They are worn in many situations in a variety of colors and designs, often featuring tassels on the front, or metal decorations. A less casual, earlier type of slip-on is made with side gussets. Made in the same shape as lace-up Oxfords, but lacking the laces, these shoes have elasticated inserts on the side which allow the shoe to be easily removed but remain snug when worn. This cut has its greatest popularity in Britain. Loafers, history. A bespoke shoe company based in London that was established in 1847 developed the first loafer as a country house shoe for the landed gentry and the royal family. The Wildsmith Loafer, made by Raymond Lewis Wildsmith of Wildsmith Shoes, was designed for King George Virgin Islands, US as a casual house shoe. The shoe has subsequently been marketed and sold by other London shoe firms and dubbed the Harrow. Shoemaker Niels Gregoriussen Tveranger in Aurland, Norway, introduced his first design around 1908. At age 13, Tveranger went to North America where he learned the craft of shoemaking and returned to Norway age 20. Around 1930, Tveranger introduced a new design called the Aurland moccasin, later renamed the Aurland Shoe. This design resembles the moccasins used by the Iroquois as well as the design of moccasin-like shoes traditionally worn by locals in Aurland. The Norwegians began exporting them to the rest of Europe, where they were taken up by visiting Americans, and championed by the American Esquire magazine. Some photographs included with the Esquire feature were of Norwegian farmers in a cattle loafing area. The Spalding family in New Hampshire started making shoes based on this design in the early 1930s, naming them loafers, a general term for slip-on shoes which is still in use in America. In 1934, G.H. Bay started making loafers under the name Weejuns. The distinctive addition was a strip of leather across the saddle with a diamond cut out. Initially only worn in the summer at home, the shoe grew in popularity in America to become a significant part of men's casual shoe wardrobe. In Europe the style has never reached the same degree of ubiquity. The term penny loafer has uncertain beginnings. One explanation is when American prep school students in the 1950s, wishing to make a fashion statement, took to inserting a penny into the diamond-shaped slit on their Weejuns. Another theory is that 2 pennies could be slipped into the slit, enough money to make an emergency phone call in the 1930s. Either way, the name penny loafer came to be applied to this style of slip-on and has since stuck. The practice continues, especially among those who remain committed to a classic and refined but still scholarly appearance, such as lawyers. In the mid-1950s, further continental influences brought a more elegant image to light, lower-cut slip-ons, which moved from purely casual use to being paired with suits in the 1960s. In 1966, Italian designer Gucci made the further step of adding a metal strap across the front in the shape of a horse's snaffle bit. These Gucci loafers also spread over the Atlantic and were worn by 1970s businessmen, becoming almost a Wall Street uniform, reaching widespread use by the 1980s. At the start of the 21st century, a revival of penny loafers, whose popularity had peaked during the mid to late 1960s and again during the early 1980s to early 1990s, in a more rugged version closer to the original concept from moccasins, along with espadrilles, both of them very low or flat without heels, went back to full popularity force in college campuses across America and especially in the mild winter weather of California and the West Coast. Another variation on the basic style is the tassel loafer, which emerged in the 1950s. Again, though casual, their gradual acceptance among the American East Coast prep school culture as equivalent to brogues, has led to them being worn there with suits, where they gained an association with business and legal classes. Use: in America and some European countries, such as Italy, the loafer enjoys general use as a casual and informal shoe worn for work and leisure, though lace-ups are still preferred for more formal situations. The general popularity of brown over black extends to loafers, sometimes using exotic leathers such as suede and cordovan. Women have worn loafers with socks or stockings, but as bare legs with skirts have become more acceptable for women, their loafers have become fashionable as a sock-free shoe, in casual circumstances. Though originally men's shoes, some styles of loafers, such as casual tassel loafers, are also worn by women. On college campuses, loafers are worn casually. Loafers can be worn fashionably by both men and women, with jeans, shorts, pants, and dresses. They come in a variety of colors, styles, and brands. Popular culture: Michael Jackson brought the classic loafer into fashion, using them as one of his trademarks. Side gusset shoes: in an evolution entirely different than the loafer, Chelsea boots were invented by J. Sparks Hall for Queen Victoria in 1836. The stretchable rubber produces a comfortable shoe combining the convenience of laceless shoes with the profile of lace-ups. Its feminine image was soon lost, and was dubbed Congress Gaiter and Boston Boot in America. Rare even in Britain, its country of origin, it is still the only style of slip-on worn with a suit in some of the highly conservative working environments in the City of London. With such a background, their use mimics that of Oxford's, so they are worn in brown with broguing as a country shoe, or in plainer, black styles with suits. See also, Venetian style shoe, list of shoe styles, references.